Finally, we have a new Multitool from ROCKTOL. This is the Gen R 27-in-1, just like this one, as we had before. But yeah, this one did come with some issues, like the saw blade. Yeah, so this is the replacement from ROCKTOL. It should be improved, and yeah, check it out. Just like before, here it is. Here's the tool. Here's the pouch. And that's it. There's also the instructions. Yeah, in the pouch there should be also some bits. Here they are. Let's put this to the side. And here's the tool. As you can see, they both look almost the same. Yes, almost. The big difference is the blade. For the replacement, I asked them to send me their improved S35VN blade instead of the VG10. So yeah, we also have the chance to compare them. So that's pretty cool. Now let's take a quick rundown of what we have. Let's start with the main part, the pliers. The movement is pretty smooth, pretty even. That's good. Opens, closes pretty smoothly, I'd say. Then we have replaceable wire cutters, which is pretty cool. The blade, as already mentioned, is S35VN. It should be pretty tough, so let's test it later. Then we have a serrated blade with a rope cutter. Everything closes, not closes, but locks in place with this liner lock system. Then there are the scissors, which activate like this. There's a click. They feel pretty good, pretty decent resistance. But yeah, they're not very straight. As you can see, yeah, they somewhat run into the body of the tool, so that's not too good. But yeah, now let's check the saw blade, which had the most issues on the first one. For this one, there's also a slight movement, not quite as much. On the first one, this one simply jiggled around with no resistance. This one has slight movement, but that slight movement also could be intentional to get it out easier with this. Maybe. Is it straight? Yeah, no issues with it. For the first one, as you can see, it hit the body. Yeah, it was not straight, but this one seems good. So that's pretty cool. Now let's check what we have on the inside. On the first side, we have a bit driver, which does hold these double-sided bits. Holds them pretty sturdy, I'd say, pretty decent. They won't fall out. Yeah, pretty cool. And it locks in place. Yeah, pretty decent. This part also was a bit too rough on the first one. This one seems a lot better. As you can see, the first one was quite hard to unlock. On this one, it's way easier, so that's good. And on the other side, let's check out everything we have. Here we have an L, a micro screwdriver, a file, yeah. Then we have a can opener and a flathead. So that's pretty cool. The first one had the same tools, as they are the same, but yeah, just need to check. Yeah, overall, this thing is pretty cool. There are some issues with the alignment, especially for the scissors. Yeah, this part is not quite aligned, but it's also not that bad. Yeah, can be easily pushed in place. There's just slight resistance. But yeah, now let's check how it cuts. Let's start with the scissors. First of all, check, can they cut paper? Yeah, easy. Cardboard. Also, pretty smoothly, no issues. Yeah. What about this belt? Also, yeah, cuts pretty well. Paracord. Yeah, pretty good. But what about this thick zip tie? Also pretty good. Now one issue I'm having with these scissors is this part where the finger goes could be a bit bigger, I'd say. Yeah, it's pretty painful to cut. Whenever I cut, it pushes in my finger and yeah, my thumb, and yeah, it's pretty painful. You can see the marks, and yeah, there were not a lot of cuts, but still I can feel it very well. Yeah, as you can see, my thumb has an imprint, which is not that good. I'm not sure if the first one also had this issue. I think it was a bit better, but I'm not sure. No, had the same. But yeah, for harder cuts, it's pretty painful, I'd say. That's not too good. Could be slightly wider or a different geometry or something. Cause yeah, hope I can show it somehow. This thing, yeah, not so good. Now let's check the serrated blade. First, let's check it. Some paracord. Yeah, pretty decent, not bad. Yeah, it cuts. What about the rope cutter? The first one had a slightly dull rope cutter, and this one has the same. It could use some sharpening. Yeah, it could be sharper. As when compared to my car key multi-tool, the V-Tactics, this one does have the sharpest rope cutter I've had so far. Yeah, the difference is quite visible. Here is the V-Tactics, practically no resistance. And the ROCKTOL, yeah, needs quite a lot of force. Yeah, but this little thing is actually more expensive than this thing. So yeah, that's the main difference, I'd say. But still, it could be a bit more sharper. But now let's check the knife. As you can see, it can be pretty easily open and closed with one hand, which is pretty good. It's hard to see it on my black shirt, but yeah, here it is. Pretty good. Let's see how it cuts. Start with some paracord. Yeah, that's sharp. That's a good blade. Let's see, can slice paper. That's sharp. It's very sharp. I grabbed a new sheet to see it better. Yeah, that's sharp. This might be the sharpest blade I've had on a Multitool so far. Yeah, that's sharp. Now let's compare it to the VG10 blade. It has very little usage, only for the first test, so it should be as new. Yeah, let's see which one is sharper. This one is not quite as sharp, although pretty similar. Let's see if this one can slice paper. It's also very sharp, but this one is way sharper. Let's see which one will cut the stick rope faster. Let's start with the VG10. Yeah, pretty decent. But now the S35VN. Let's see how this goes. That felt way better. Yeah, this blade is pretty awesome. This actually might be my favorite blade on the Multitool so far. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's check also the build quality. This one actually has a pretty impressive non-existence of movement. Let's compare it to the first one. The first one had pretty big issues with it. As you can see, it wobbles. The wobble is very significant. On this one, there's barely any movement. I'm actually pretty sure it has less movement than the Leatherman. This is my Leatherman Rev. And this is the ROCKTOL. Yeah, it's about the same or even less. That's actually super cool and impressive. Yeah, pretty good. There obviously will be some movement, as yeah, it has a lot of moving parts, and yeah. But for what it is, this is pretty impressive. For the price, yeah, it's pretty good. With this blade, I think it costs about 70 bucks, so yeah, it's pretty good. With the VG10 blade, it costs 50, so yeah, it's $20 difference, so yeah, pretty good, I would say. There's also a pretty decent pocket clip, which is pretty decently sturdy. Just to compare it, here is my Leatherman. It is a bit stronger, I would say, but this thing should hold. It's pretty decent. Yeah, when it comes to opening, everything seems to work pretty well, pretty smooth. Yeah, the one thing that has a slight wobble is the saw blade, as you can see, without opening it up, but I'm not sure. It might be intentional to get it out easier, as here's the groove to open it up. For the first one, it was way worse. Yeah, this one was a bit too bad. You can catch your pocket and open up. Yeah, it's way worse, but on this one, seems pretty decent. The one thing that has alignment problems is the scissors. As I already showed, slightly touches the frame. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I can straighten them out on my own. I'll try later, and yeah, I'll see how it goes. Other than that, for the price, the build, it's actually pretty impressive. The movement is pretty smooth. Yeah, for the price, this thing is pretty awesome. This should be the standard now, as I understand they did some improvements to quality control and yeah, the overall tool. So yeah, the issues from the first one should not happen again, but yeah, we'll see. This thing is pretty awesome. Yeah, one more thing I want to test is can the knife be used to split wood. Let's test it and see, will it damage the tool. See. That was pretty easy. Yeah, is there any damage or no movement? Let's see. No, has a slight wobble, but that was there before, so yeah, pretty much no difference. Let's see, can it still got paper? Yep, that's good. Yeah, with the blade so sharp, yeah, so pretty good carving. So yeah, as a camping tool or a tool to take on a hike or wherever, this thing is pretty good. For the price, might be the best option out there, I'd say. At least from the ones I've tested so far. So yeah, this thing is pretty good. So yeah, if you want to pick one up, I'll leave the links in the description. And yeah, if you liked the review, leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.